I just think that it's unacceptable to have the folks who control the pipes get into anything that smacks of controlling the content or favoring their content over other content. Whoa.
If you're like me, you've spent the last few months pondering one of life's elusive questions. What the hell is net neutrality? I posed this question to Reason associate editor and resident net neutrality guru, Peter Suderman, who explained it this way.
Internet service providers like AT&T or Comcast should be required to treat all pieces of information that pass through their pipes or over their airwaves equally.
You know, that sounds pretty good. I mean, who could object to everyone being treated equally on the internet? Turns out a whole bunch of people agree, like Mallory from Family Ties.
What if there was a show that Time Warner had coming out, that they were going to show online, that was very similar to a show I had online, and our show was very successful. And maybe, and this is just a supposition, maybe they didn't want that to happen. So maybe they turn to me and say, unless you pay us $10,000 a month, we're going to make the connection to your website very slow.
And then there's that vegetarian guy who's always getting beaten up by M&M fans.
Don't people know that their ability to download information from the internet will be severely compromised if net neutrality is overturned?
But when I found out that Al Gore was a supporter of net neutrality, I started getting a little suspicious.
Whoa.
So, according to Mallory and Moby, the internet could be threatened by ISPs like Comcast and Verizon, who might slow down traffic and may perhaps cut off access to content they disagree with. And sure, it sounds like a terrifying dystopian future. But here's the problem. None of this is actually happening. Net neutrality proponents must rely on hypotheticals, because there simply aren't many examples of supposed neutrality violations. One of the few cases cited is Pearl Jam frontman Eddie Vedder's anti-Bush lyrics during an AT&T-sponsored web stream. The company cut out the political statements. Suderman explains.
It shouldn't have happened, and everybody knows it shouldn't have happened. It was a human error. It wasn't policy. But other than that, there are very, very few examples.
Let's say that net neutrality activists succeed in regulating the internet. Just who would do the regulating? It seems that job would fall to the FCC.
One thing that's particularly problematic with the FCC's stance on net neutrality is that what they're proposing, in addition to the guidelines, is a call it as they see it standard, so that there's no particular set of rules. Instead, the FCC will get to be the arbiter of what is okay and what isn't on a case-by-case basis.
So they want the FCC, the Janet Jackson Nipplegate people, the people who fined Bono for saying "fucking brain," to regulate the internet. Rather than getting government bureaucracy involved in a problem that doesn't yet exist, Suderman suggests we stick to the market, which has worked exceptionally well so far.
ISPs aren't perfect, but at least they're subject to market pressures. The government, on the other hand, is subject primarily to political pressures. Most of the impetus for net neutrality is a result of political pressure, big influential actors pushing the government to do what they want, to protect their business models.
Look, it's because the internet is shackled by government regulations that it's expanded at such a rapid rate. And it's because of the profit motive that access to high-speed broadband has exploded in recent years. Increased regulation, when no one can even point to real-world examples of ISPs infringing on network neutrality, runs the very real risk of stifling innovation and slowing future growth. So let's take a page from Al Gore.
Whoa. And
slow down and wait until there's a real problem before we start discussing regulation. For Reason TV, I'm Michael Moynihan.
Communication, entertainment, time, travel. Communication, entertainment, computer.